All right, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Project Green Studios. This is Dallas Lanier, Executive Director of Project Green, and looking forward to a brief conversation with you all today. And also, we're going to have at least one of our staff members to come in here and to talk with you as well. If you are watching this, I hope that you will share it so that some others can watch it as well. I'm going to pull it up on my screen, on my Facebook and Twitter, and share it there as well. But I want to talk about some bad financial advice. And it's actually not bad advice from me. At least I don't think my advice is bad. It's bad advice that I saw somebody else post. And I want to talk about that bad advice. So I'm going to my Facebook page. I'm going to share this, and I hope that you will do the same so that others can also hear this bad advice. So let me bring in my friend and our team member, Bobby. Here she is. Hey, Bobby.
Hello.
So, Bobby, will you introduce yourself? Tell us what your role is here with Project Green.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Bobby Locke, and I'm Director of Financial Capabilities for Project Green. I also have the double blessing of being our organization's administrator, so never a dull moment. But in my director role, I handle all of our public-facing programs and initiatives and our marketing work. So I am very lucky to facilitate a few of our programs. I co-facilitate Money Talk workshops, and I lead the cohorts of our 500 Strong Savings Initiative. So it's just a blessing to be part of this team and to be here with you today.
Excellent, excellent. So some of you who may be watching, if you've already completed our Money Talk workshop or you're participating in 500 Strong, of course, you know Bobby, you know Bobby well. And others, I'm glad that you had a chance to meet her today. And so I was sharing this picture with Bobby, and we both were kind of taken aback and flabbergasted. So we just figured, you know what, we may as well talk about this with our Project Green community. So again, if you're watching, we welcome your comments. You can put something in the comments on whatever platform you're watching, or share it with others so that they can watch it as well. So let me bring up this bad financial advice so that we can look at it together. And let's see. There it is. You can see that now, Bobby, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about this. This is an image that I've been seeing on social media over the last week or so. And after I saw a couple of people post it, I said, okay, I can't stand it anymore. I used to watch Popeye back in the day, the cartoon, and he would say, that's all I can stands, and I can't stands no more. So that's how I felt about this. All right, let's look at this and let's break it down. Here's an image of one of the richest, most wealthy men on the planet. His name is Warren Buffett. He's a multi-billionaire. And the quote that goes with this, it says, canceling Netflix for $10 a month isn't going to help you. Making your own coffee to save $5 isn't going to help you. Income must be increased. Don't cut back on basic life necessities so that you can pretend you're doing something good. Make more money, spend it however you want. Wow. Where do we start? All right, so I'm going to start, and Bobby and I are just going to freestyle, and I want to hear your comments as well. Maybe some of you all agree with this. That's fine. We absolutely disagree with almost every word of it. So here's the first thing, though. You see a picture of Warren Buffett, and so whoever posted this wants you to believe that Warren Buffett said these things. And I have no reason to believe that he said this. There's no
No way.
source. There's no source where where it's attributed to an article or an interview. So I doubt very seriously, first of all, that Warren Buffett even said this. This is a common practice. People will just grab some famous person's image, they'll attach it to something that they think or they believe in order to make it seem more credible. So that's my first problem with it is I do not think that Warren Buffett said this. Bobby, what do you see wrong with this?
So, so many things wrong on so many levels, but I'll take a crack at it. So, number one, when you're trying to save money and achieve your financial goals, there are a number of things that you should do. When this item here says, canceling Netflix isn't going to help you, making your own coffee isn't going to help you, blah, blah, blah. That's just stinking thinking, as I like to say, stinking thinking. So everything that's within your control. I mean, there's so many things in life that we can't control, right? We've learned that over the last year and a half with the pandemic, and it's, really put an exclamation point on what we can't control in life. But something that you can always control is your spending. And it may seem like a drop in a bucket at the time, but everything adds up. So to say that these little things don't help you, it's wrong. It's just wrong to say that. Everything does help you. And it's your form and your discipline that's going to win the game.
Mhm.
Now, one thing that is true
Well,
on
hold
this.
on before you get to the good stuff. So you're absolutely right. So the canceling of Netflix at $10 a month, then it says making your own coffee to save $5 isn't good. So let's just be conservative and look at these numbers for a minute, right? Let's just say this person in this scenario gets a $5 coffee once a week, every week. And so that's at least $20 a month. And then you take the $10 from Netflix, that's $30 a month. And let's say this person is 30 years old and they decide, I'm going to stop doing those things. I'm going to stop spending that $30 a month and I'm going to invest it. And so I crunched in some numbers and I put in a $30 a month deposit. And let's say this person is going to do this until they retire. So for the next 40 years. So for 40 years, they invest $30 a month. And if you invest it right in some good growth stock mutual funds, you might earn about 10% return on that.
Yeah,
So over a course of 40 years, you would amass $191,303.
Boom.
Just with $30 a month. And so and that's without increasing your income, right? So absolutely, as Bobby will tell you in our Money Talk workshops, as we have it built in, like this is one of the first things you should do is look at your expenses, track your expenses, figure out where the holes are in your budget, right? I mean, if you're in a boat and you're taking on water, it's great if you grab a bucket and you're pouring that water out, but you need to figure out where the hole is. You need to stop the hole. Otherwise, you're going to keep taking in water.
So it's awareness. It all starts with awareness, and your awareness is, again, something that you can control. We had somebody in our 500 strong cohort that's going on right now. This is a $500 savings initiative team, and we do it together over 16 or 17 weeks. So one of the things that we teach in Money Talk workshops and 500 strong is, of course, awareness, which means tracking your expenses. And this particular participant just started tracking for a couple of weeks and was just appalled by what they spent unconsciously. And so they immediately became aware, and immediately they put a stop to it. Said, wait a minute, what if I stopped squandering all this and put it in savings? And with just a matter of a few weeks, they had over $500 in their emergency savings account that we're building. So they've already surpassed the goal. And through literally taking two actions: tracking their expenses, so becoming aware, and then stopping, putting a plug in the hole. So it's just amazing what all of those little things will do to add up. It's crucial to, and it's not rocket science. And as I like to say, it ain't sexy. It's blocking and tackling, but it's something that you can do and everybody can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it doesn't cost you anything. You don't need any special tools or skills. We will provide you with some through Money Talk Workshop, but you could do this with a pen and paper and just looking at your expenses. So we could not disagree more that yes, absolutely, canceling Netflix and making your own coffee and any other little expense will help you. And so, Bobby, you were going to say now about this income statement. What's your thought on that?
So income must be increased. Raising your income is a saving strategy, right? So, make more, save more. So nothing wrong with that statement. But it's not necessarily required, right? So, again, just this one person I just referenced, they just realized what they were spending that they shouldn't be, that was unnecessary or emotional or, unplanned. And boom, their savings account came to fruition within weeks, and it's just being loaded up now. So she didn't have to increase her income. She just had to become aware of what she was spending. So if you want even more, sure, increase your income. We encourage that, side gigs, starting your own business, teaching online, something that you're passionate about and have skills at. There's a million ways to do that. So that's kind of the only okay statement
Right.
on this.
Yeah, and if you connect that line, Bobby, with the last line, it says income must be increased. Make more money, spend it however you want. Well, think about that. If I increase my income and I pay no attention to what my expenses are, I can still spend myself into a deficit, or I can go into debt or still be broke because I'm spending, every dollar that I make or just not being wise with how I spend my money. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, you have to be conscious of what you are spending. And then here's the next part. Um, it says, don't cut back on basic life necessities so that you can pretend you're doing something good. Now look at what was listed above. It's Netflix and it's $5 coffee. And then it talks about necessities. Neither one of those things are necessities. I describe a necessity as something that you literally need to stay alive, right? So you need food, shelter, clothing, medication, if
Transportation.
Transportation, and you could walk, right? That could be your transportation, but literally those things you need to stay alive. It's not Netflix. It's not $5 coffee. I was talking with Stephanie about this earlier, and Stephanie is our advocacy director. She had a comment here on Facebook. So she said those savings add up. But as she and I were talking, I told her when I moved to Grand Rapids for the first 7 years, probably 8 years when I was here, I'd never had cable TV because it was not a necessity, and it was just me in my household at that time, and it's like I decided for myself I wasn't going to spend that money, and I'd be gone away from my apartment most of the day and just paying for all these channels that I might watch, an hour or two a day. It just didn't make sense. But on the other side of it, I was able to build up some savings, not just because of that one thing, but that certainly made a difference. So be careful about what you call necessities. Netflix is not a necessity. Now, I'll go so far as to say that internet may be in this day and age, but not necessarily Netflix. Even for myself, when we were having a conversation with our 500 Strong participants, and I talked about paying I think it was $13.99 for Netflix. And one of our participants said, well, I'm paying $8.99. I was like, wait a minute, how are you paying $8.99? I'm paying $13.99. And she said that she had a lower package that only allows one person to watch Netflix at a time on that account. And so before we got done with that 10-minute call, I was already on Netflix, saving myself that $5 a month, because maybe I want to buy coffee with that. Like, right? It's every dollar counts. And, most of us are not Warren Buffett's. So most of us do need to be, more conscious of every dollar that we spend. And especially if you're on the beginning stages of trying to save for your $500 emergency fund, or if you're trying to get out of debt, or whatever the case may be, you need to be conscious of every dollar that you are spending.
And
So
everybody does.
yes,
So Warren Buffett does.
yeah,
So
him too.
you can make $1 billion a year, and if you spend 1.5 billion, you're still poor, right? It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. And that's wealth. So
Absolutely. Last thing that I'll say about this is I know sometimes people use images like that to try to draw people in to multi-level marketing businesses or other ways of making money. And I don't have any problem with that. In fact, my wife and I were a part of a multi-level marketing business for a little while. We actually still use the products, and we still get a little bit of residual income from that business that we worked years ago. So I don't have any problem with that. But just please understand that even if you're making money on the side with multi-level marketing, or if you increase your income by getting education and getting a raise or getting another job, I don't care where you are on your financial journey, you need to be conscious of your spending. And even those little things like streaming platforms or coffee or eating out, to lunch every day, those things add up. And just like they add up in terms of expenses, they can also add up in terms of savings and investment. So, Bobby, thanks for joining me here today. Just wanted to talk about that bad financial advice that I've seen, and I'm hoping that others will, people will now consider that debunked, and that they will pay attention to their money. So I want to also share with people real quick that this coming Saturday, the 23rd, we have our credit building 101 session. I see a typo in my link there. So we have a credit building 101 session. We'd love for you all to get registered at projectgreen.eventbrite.com. And it's free, it's virtual. We'll spend about 3 hours with you talking to you about how you can do a deep dive on your credit to understand it better, to increase your score, and to save money even on the things that require good credit for you to purchase. So join us on Saturday for that. Anything else I need to add, Bobby?
yeah, just this is one of our, it's a new workshop for us this year, and it's been extremely popular. People love it. Credit reports and scores are so confusing to everybody unless you've really taken some time to dig in and learn about. And this really just demystifies, the credit bureaus. You've got 3 different credit reports, how to, understand them, what makes up your credit score, how to, use it really as a not just something to be intimidated by, but to build it and really use it as an asset, a tool to get to your financial goals. So I would recommend it for everybody. The Eventbrite sign up is open until tomorrow at 6 p.m. So get right in there and join us. It's a wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning.
Excellent. All right. Thanks for joining me, Bobby. Thanks for everybody who watched live and those who will be watching this recorded later. Excuse my voice. And we will talk with you all soon.